Hello and welcome to what always feels like the longest day of the week. Great to hang out with the HQ Dream team this Monday. Loving the unicorns as well. Thanks for turning me up. I'm Sian Welby and my aim is to get you through the rest of your day in style. Whether you're playing at home, you're sneakily playing at work, or you're playing and walking. If you're doing that, just watch out for the lamppost. We've had some injuries. Today we are playing for a magnificent £1,000. You know how it works by now. Answer all 12 questions correctly and you could win or split the dosh. What's the furthest you've ever got? Because today, maybe you can join the elite Q12 crew. Come on, let's make it happen. I believe in you. Here we go, on to Q1. In tennis, what name is usually given to a serve that is not touched by or returned from the receiver's racket? Yikes, ace, wowzer. I love the thought of yelling all of these things. If you went with wowzer though, you need to go gadget bye-bye. I'm afraid that is not the right answer. Better served on court than caught up your sleeve. The answer is ace. But how many of you knew your tennis trivia? 65,000 of you did. And a few hundred of you I would love to go to Wimbledon with because you were shouting the funniest things. Yeah, John Isner holds the record for the most aces in a single tournament, thumping out a whopping 214 of them at Wimbledon this year. On to Q2. Who portrayed Steve Jobs in the 2015 biopic? Michael Flatley, Michael Fassbender, Michael McIntyre. Yeah, one of these chaps had to don the old turtleneck, but who was it? Well, if there was one thing Steve was known for, it was traditional Irish dancing. No, I'm kidding. Putting Magneto in charge of the Macintosh, the answer was Michael Fassbender. Yeah, did you know that one? 53,000 of you did. Very, very well played. Losing a few of you. Get those extra lives out. Oh yes, several other actors were actually considered for the role, but I very much doubt McIntyre even got an iMessage. Are you? I need to remind you now, actually, this Thursday at 9 o'clock, we have got a special art-themed show. It will be a lot of fun. Get your mates involved. Have a laugh this Thursday. And while I'm here, I'm going to give some shout-outs. Hello to Jack, who's playing today. Thanks for joining me. Happy birthday to Owen. Kevin B is skiving at work. Well played. Frankie Vary just passed her SATs. Well done you. Ben and the lads are playing from Butlins. Way. And Ian has got the day off, so he's decided to join us. I am loving the loyalty, guys. Come on then, on to Q3. Which of these cities straddles two continents? Istanbul, Norwich, Los Angeles. This is the point where you have to really hope you paid attention in geography. Were you listening? Do you know your stuff? Well, one place has portrayed every continent in the movies, but you will find the whole of LA in North America. Yep, getting greedy with the geography. The answer is Istanbul. But I wonder how many of you knew that one. Well, 49,000 of you did. Very, very impressed. Yeah, the Turkish city has got one foot in Asia and the other one in Europe, making it the only city doing the splits. On to Q4. The symbols for which chemical elements are used in the Breaking Bad logo? Bromine and barium, silicon and argon, boron and beryllium. Tricky question. Three couples oozing with chemistry, but who squeezed their symbols into the BB logo? Well, telling boron to bore off, the answer is bromine and barium, or barium. 28,000 of you knew your chemistry. Very, very impressed there. Little bit brutal, losing 16,000 of you on that question. Get those extra lives out. Yep, they provide the BR of the breaking and the BA of the bad, but actually you won't find either of them in Heisenberg's blue stuff. There we go. On to Q5. What article of clothing is often referred to as a babushka? Boot, headscarf, overcoat. It's coming up to winter. Probably wearing all three of these at some point. And actually, I just got that song in my head. Kate Bush actually topped the charts with it. But what is a babushka? Well, if you went for boot, I'm afraid I'm going to have to boot you out. The answer is a headscarf. Yeah. Did you get it? Did you know it? 25,000 of you did. Very well played. The name actually comes from the Russian word for grandmother, which reminds me, I do need to give my babushka a call. On to Q6. Blossom, Bubbles and Buttercup are characters from which animated series? The Powerpuff Girls, Puffy Amiyumi, Sailor Moon. Said it before, always pays to watch your cartoons. It seems to really help in HQ. But I tell you now, don't let those dainty names fool you because these three seriously kick ass. plugging in the puff. It's the Powerpuff Girls for the win. But how many of you knew that? 23,000 of you did. Very impressed. We're flying through today. Yeah, these colour-coded cuties have been at it since 1998, saving the world from Mojo Jojo countless times. On to Q7. What was broadcast on the BBC instead of the news on Good Friday in 1930? Air raid warning drill, piano music, silence. If you did history A-level, this might be helping out right now. Oh, I mean, can you imagine? Forget rolling 24-hour news and those noisy phone notifications you forget to turn off. Back in 1930, they decided to shake it up a bit. Imagine tuning into the news to chill out. The answer was piano music. But did you know that? Oh, it's our first savage question. I can see why you might have gone for air raid warning drill. It was around the war. 10,000 of you going for silence. No, surprisingly, the answer was piano music. 5,000 of you got that right. Seriously, this was honestly like a proper Good Friday. The listeners were told there's no news today. Can you imagine? Use those extra lives. We're going on to Q8. The title character from The Great Gatsby lives on which island? Long Island, Martha's Vineyard, Staten Island. Have you seen the movie recently? It's one that I think I really need to watch. Such a brilliant song and dance kind of movie. Leo DiCaprio was in it, obviously. He actually has his own private island, but his character in this preferred knocking back the champers with the public. The answer was Long Island. Who's a fan of the movie and got that one right? 3,781 of you did. Very well played. Yeah, New York, maybe the Big Apple, but all the big parties were actually happening at Gatsby's place in the fictional town of West Egg. And we're moving on to Q9, flying through. Prior to Prince Harry, the previous Duke of Sussex, married for the first time in secret in which city? Philadelphia, Vienna, Rome. So it turns out rebellion does run in the royal family. Harry, though, he can't even blink without getting papped. But where did Prince Augustus say the secret I do? It was the Vegas of the 1700s. The answer was Rome. But who was clued up on their history on this one? Oh, actually, there we go. Second savage question of the day. Losing a lot of you there on Vienna. I can see a few of you still got those extra lives. Well played. Yeah, the lady he married was called Augusta. And I think that might explain why Augustus wanted to keep it a secret. Very confusing for the vicar. On to Q10. Which of these countries does not have a Nando's? India, Portugal, Qatar. Now, what about you? I'm a medium hot person. If you're a hot person, I salute you. It is spicy. Okay, well, I have to say, I don't know about you, I find it hard to imagine a Friday night without a cheeky Nando's. But who has to live that nightmare? It's the one place you thought you were safe. The answer was Portugal, which I don't know whether you saw that one coming. 658 of you did, though, but we're going savage on that one. I can see why you would have thought it, because of course, Portugal, the home of the piri-piri sauce, but there's actually no Nando's in Portugal. Ridiculous, isn't it? On to Q11. Who was elected PM when the UK first had TV news coverage of a general election? Winston Churchill, Clement Attlee, Neville Chamberlain. Yeah, do you know your history? Were you paying attention? Let's see. Election coverage was actually first broadcast in 1950. But who was moving into number 10 at the time? Well, staying exactly where he was, it was the reigning Prime Minister, Clement Attlee. Ooh, 276 of you going for that, but in a row! It's a savage question! Oh, it has been a brutal game today. Well done to those of you with those extra lives. Sorry if I've lost you on this one. Very, very hard question. Here we go then. Ballots at the ready. We are voting ourselves into the final round. Welcome to Q12. It is a real accomplishment already if you've gone this far, so you can give yourself a little mini celebration. But come on, let's get you over the line. Here's Q12. Which of these 90s search engines was the first to be released to the public? Ask Jeeves, Hotbot, Lycos. Literally think back to that very first IT class you ever had at school. Any of these ringing a bell? Well, they do ring a bell actually, but do you know what's what? Well, you can still actually play fetch with all of them. They still exist. But who started playing back in 1995? Suited, booted, he was ready to help. He was the pre-Google of Google. But Jeeves only started answering our questions in 96, which means, more trustworthy than its name would suggest, the answer is Lycos for the win. But who knew that one? 191 of you absolutely nailed it. Well played. That's a great little start, isn't it, to your Monday? Well done to all our brilliant winners. Costy89, KingCraigo, Nating, Lauralee Jane, Reserved, Rex, Benno, Cleo, Mr. Singh, Donks. Honestly, very, very impressive. And that is how it is done. Very, very, very impressed there. Taking a little bit of cash home on a Monday afternoon, which is just, it's bragging rights. If you are still at work, this is a good excuse to tell everybody that you got to the Elite Q12 crew. You have done it. Well done. You've absolutely bossed it this afternoon. If you are still at work, you might as well go home. I think your shift has officially peaked. Thank you for playing with me. I'm Sian Welby. You can find me on Insta and Twitter and Facebook if you want to go all out. And if you're left wanting more, tonight at 9 o'clock, there's some more HQ action. So if you fancy getting your quiz on all over again, you know where to find us. Have a brilliant Monday. And remember, next Monday is bank holiday, so just make the most of it. See you soon.